Hi! This week we're learning how to draw gemstones, and I'm going to teach you a shading technique called crosshatching that you will be able to practice. And then I'm going to teach you how to add color to your drawings with washable markers, but we are not just going to use our washable markers in the regular way. We are going to use washable markers in water to turn those into like watercolor paint. So I've got two different ways to show you how to do that, and it's going to be pretty cool. So let's get started. Okay, so first I'm going to explain to you what materials we're using today. I have regular washable markers, and these are just Crayola markers. I did not have any of these markers at my house. I had to order some from Target pickup, so I just ordered them online, went to Target, pulled up in the parking lot, and they brought them out to my car. They were like $3. So if you don't have any washable markers and you're able to order them from somewhere and pick them up, that'd be great. Washable is important. They have to be washable. I have just a glass of water here, and then I have this little spray bottle that used to have lens cleaner in it, but now it just has water in it. If you have a little spray bottle somewhere, that would be great. If you don't, it's not a big deal. I'll show you what to do if you don't. Sharpie. I know Sharpies run out really fast and they drive us nuts, but a new Sharpie is like the greatest thing ever. Another thing I did not have here at home, and I had to order it from Target. So if you don't have these were like less than $2, I think, for a couple of them. So Sharpie is really important to use for the drawing part. Do not use your black washable marker because it will run all over the place and it won't work. So if you don't have a Sharpie, you can use a pencil or an ink pen. Just whatever you do, don't use that black washable marker. That'd be a big mistake. I have a paintbrush. If you don't have a paintbrush at home, you can use a Q-tip if you have that. You can also use makeup brushes. Just ask a grown-up first before you use one, make sure it's okay. And then I'm going to be using a ruler, but if you don't have a ruler, you can use anything with a straight edge, like a book or like a piece of mail, like an envelope, that would work. And then I am going to be using foil. Now, some of you used foil and washable markers with me before, depends on what grade you're in. So you probably already know how to do this trick, but if you don't, I'm going to show you how to do it. Okay, start your gemstone. Use a ruler, or you can use a book or a piece of mail, like a letter. And I'm going to start my first point with a straight edge across the top like that. And then I'm going to angle it a little bit. Draw a piece like that, and then I'm going to kind of do the same thing over here, and then I'm going to connect them at the bottom. Like that. Okay. Now I'm going to draw another triangle this way. Okay, I'm just going to connect that here, and then I'm going to do the same thing this way. So I'm going to draw one down like this, and one like this, and now I'm just going to connect them. Don't have to use your ruler if you don't want to. I'm going to use it for this part. Okay, I'm going to have mine come down like this. Okay. Do it again over here. Okay, like that. Okay, so I'm going to leave that one like that for now. I'm going to fix this one a little. Okay, here we go. Now I'm just going to leave the bottom unfinished like that. Okay, now I'm going to draw one that looks like this. They can look different. They're basically just like pointy towers. So if you can get that, you can do it. So I'm going to draw a straight line down like that. And then I'm going to do point. Like that. Back up. Like that. Okay. Now I'm going to draw straight lines down from there. Down. Down. Okay. All right, now I'm going to draw one that goes this way, a little bit differently. So I'm going to start with that middle line. I'm going to make it a little crooked. Straight like that. Okay, and then I'm going to draw like this, bigger than I did this one, like that. Like that. Rectangle shape coming in. Okay, then I'm going to connect those right here. Okay, and then straight down again. Okay, remember this one's going at an angle, so you're going to turn your ruler or whatever you're using a different way. Okay, so that's that. I think I'm going to add one here too. Okay. All right, now I'm going to draw the base of this because we know that geodes and crystals come from a rock. So I'm going to draw the rock that it's in, and I'm going to kind of go around the bottom just like that, just to kind of make it look like it's still stuck in that rock. Okay, cross-hatching is a shading technique that we use little short lines to shade this thing in. Okay, short little lines that go the opposite direction, so you're kind of crossing it like this. Okay, that's cross-hatching. It's kind of tricky, but if you use little skinny lines like that, it's better. And it's kind of hard to get the feel for it. But I'm just using little skinny lines on the side, and then I'm crossing it back the other way, like that. And this is really important for gemstones because they have different sides. They're called facets, different facets, and you can make some facets look darker than others by doing this cross-hatching thing. Okay, so short little lines going one way, and then short little lines going the other way. Okay, I'm going to do some more. No right or wrong place to put it, it's up to you. Wherever you want to add some shading, you can. I tend to go opposite, so if I put it up here, then I might put it on the opposite side on the bottom part. So if I put it up here, I'm going to do the opposite and put it over here, but there's no rule for it. That's just kind of what I like to do to give it some balance. Okay, like that. All right, I need to add some shading to this too so that it looks three-dimensional. Right now it doesn't look like anything, so I'm going to add some just randomly in here. Little patches of it here and there. That kind of makes it stand out a little bit. Let's see, I'll go this way. Okay, do some more right here. Can change the shape of it. Okay, like that. I might do a little right here. Okay. I'm gonna do a really skinny one right here. Okay, and then do a bigger one. Let's see, how do Alright, so that's your gemstone and your cross-hatching, and you haven't done any watercolor to it yet. Okay, so the watercolor is next. Okay, so technique number 1 for doing watercolors with washable markers. You're going to need your markers and a glass of water, a paintbrush, makeup brush, or a Q-tip. And I'm going to decide what color I want my gemstones to be, and I think I'm going to do amethyst, so I'm going to do purple. Oh, you also need your foil. So on your aluminum foil, you're just going to color a patch on here like that. Okay, and that's going to be your palette. And now I'm going to add some water to my brush, and I'm going to get it wet like that, and I'm just going to go in and add some color. Okay, just like that. And it does look like your watercolor paints at school. What's really important to see is that I use Sharpie and not that black washable marker, because now you can see if I had done that, it would wash away from this for sure. You don't have to use Sharpie though if you don't have a Sharpie. If you use a pencil or an ink pen, it'll be fine. Just black washable marker is not the way to go, but pretty much anything else will be okay. Alright, so I need some more. Watercolors kind of work in layers, so you need to paint a little, let it dry, come back to it, and add some more. So I'm going to go ahead and paint the rest of these, and I'll speed this part of the video up for you so we can skip to the other part. Okay, last step to this project. I'm going to use my watercolor markers, and I'm going to color right on top of my foil, big piece, and I'm going to use the side of my marker so that it colors big sections instead of doing little skinny lines. I want big pieces. And my amethyst is purple, so I decided to use orange for this. And I'm just going to color pretty much the whole thing. Okay, and I'm going to layer in some brown too, just to make some places a little bit darker than others. Just kind of put it in there randomly. I think the orange and the brown mix pretty nicely together, so I'm just going to kind of add that. All right, those of you who've done this before, you know what comes next. I'm going to get my spray bottle, and I'm going to spray the whole thing with water. If you don't have water, you can use a paintbrush or your hand or whatever, and you can just spatter some water on there, but I'm going to spray mine. Spray the whole thing, just like that. Alright, and I'm going to take my paper and I'm going to put it on top of that, just like that. I'm going to press it down all around. just like that. And then when you think you're done, you can pull it off. Okay, and it might look something like that, depending on what colors you picked and how well you sprayed it. I took my gemstone paper and I ripped it out. So now I have something that's kind of like a collage, and I can glue it right down just like that. So I tore the edges of my paper and I put my gemstone right on the top. So that's it. And that's your two different ways to use watercolor markers or washable markers as watercolor paint.